I'm Michelle, and my superfood is pecans. So pecans are grown in groves or orchards. They're tree nuts. They're grown commercially in the 15 most southern states. The top producing states of pecans are Georgia, New Mexico, and Texas. American pecans make up about 80% of the world's market of pecans. It's the leading producer, harvesting on an average between 250 million and 300 million pounds a year. Harvest season starts in the eastern side of the United States and it moves westward slowly. It starts in September and October and can be harvested as late as March, depending on the weather. Pecans should be stored in airtight containers because they have a really high oil content and that degrades quickly in high temperatures and room temperatures. So they should be stored in airtight containers at low temperatures. They have many nutrients, the highest being calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium. Nutritionally, 1 ounce serving of pecans has 196 calories, 2.6 grams of protein, 2.7 grams of fiber, and 3.9 grams of carbs. It has a total fat content of about 20.4 grams, with 92% of that being the monosaturated and polyunsaturated good fats, which can lower the LDL or bad cholesterol and protect you against heart disease. So my recipe is an arugula and apple salad with goat cheese and pecans. So it starts with 3 ounces of arugula. So this whole thing is 5 ounces, so I'm just going to guesstimate about 3. I'm now looking at this and realizing this serves more than one person. And then it calls for a half a sliced apple, so I got a green apple right here.
Sharpen my knives. So 1, 2, 3. Put all these other guys aside. 3 tablespoons of goat cheese. It's probably easier if you buy like the crumbled ones that kind of looks like feta, but this is what Target had, so. 3 tablespoons is a lot. We're gonna go like 1.5. Then kind of try to crumble it all over. And eventually okay, cheesed. What's next? So then 3/4 well, of a lemon. Okay, 3/4 of a lemon juice. Not as specific as it should be, but let's go for it. Squeezed 1/4. Pick out the seeds. Eventually, there we go. Okay. 3/4 of a lemon, 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. Tablespoons of honey. Is this 2.5 tablespoons of honey? That sounds kind of extreme. Just get this packet. That's probably like 1 tablespoon. I tend not to like things to taste like honey too much, so it's a risk I'm willing to take. What else? And 2.5 tablespoons of vinegar. Using balsamic because I like it, and white vinegars get a little bit gross. 1, 2, and salt and pepper. I don't really like spicy food, so I'm just throwing cayenne in for fun. And that's dressing. So just to whisk it up a bit. Should have cleaned the cheese off this fork, but that's okay. And dressing. So just toss it on. Oops. And here's my salad. I like it. I had something similar to this at work, just why I wanted to try to make it myself, and it's great. It's really fast. It was easy. I will finish that later. So I pick up everything off the floor. Okay, so this recipe supports energy balance because it's low calorie, so it'll be easier and quicker to burn off through exercise. It also provides energy because there's fat in the pecans, protein in the goat cheese, and fiber in the apple. And all of these work together so they'll fill you up and it'll give you enough energy to burn it off later. I thought this assignment was really interesting because I've never had to make a video before. I learned that if you frame something with your phone in camera mode and then you switch to video mode, it changes the zoom, so you have to do it all over again. So, a little bitter about that, but figured it out. Yeah, had to try to control for sound and lighting and cats. Got lucky on that one. But I get a good lunch out of it, so all in all, pretty happy with it. I really like this class. I like that it reminded me to be healthier throughout the semester. It's always nice when a class directly affects your life as opposed to like chemistry or something that you'll never really use unless that's the thing you're gonna do, you know? I think it's really easy to ignore the food choices we make because it's something that we do every day, so we just forget about it. But this kind of class keeps it in the forefront of your mind. So you're always thinking about how what you put into your body affects how you feel and your total health. And also the chapters on the diseases were pretty terrifying. It's always a good reminder that if you don't think about your health now, it'll definitely bite you later in life. So you should, I guess, always consider your choices. I think the biggest impression that I got from this class was the fact that sugary drinks are pretty much completely useless to us, and we should just cut it out. A little unrealistic to completely cut everything out, but at least if you think about it throughout your day, you can have more water instead, or balance it out. Balance out the amount of sugary drinks you drink to your diet, so it's not all, you know? Anyway, I enjoyed this class. This was an interesting assignment, and see you all later.